June for us is a time where we get to put the brakes on a little. All of the summer crops are now in the ground and the seed sowings are a lot smaller over the next few months. It feels like it's the first time we get to take a deep breath and really start to pay attention to all that we have been growing and creating over the last few months. In June, we turn our focus to maintenance, watering, and generally catching up on all that needs doing. It feels like this month we get a chance to enjoy each space more as we work a little bit slower. There is, of course, one big focus in June, a very important date to me on the gardening calendar, and that is garlic harvest, which always happens around the summer solstice. Sorting out our compost bays was a job at the top of my list, as compost is definitely the most valuable resource in a garden. Okay, so that is 15 bags of homemade, beautiful, rich compost that I have just got from 2 of our compost bays. So I'm really happy with that. And I've also turned the other lot of compost that we had been filling, and I'm really glad I did that. I almost wasn't going to, but it actually got really wet where the tin roof wasn't fully covering the last bay. And it's really wet and soggy, so really pleased I turned that. So our bays are all sorted and we are ready to start again with all of our compost. I love growing plants to use as herbal teas or medicinally, and chamomile is one of my favourites. It's also a great companion plant and attracts beneficial insects like ladybirds and hoverflies. Leeks sown in April were now more than ready to go in the ground. Planting is really fast into no-dig beds. These leeks will stand all winter and we'll harvest them right into March or even April next year. A massively valuable crop to fill the hungry gap when gardening for self-sufficiency. Leeks add such good flavour to food as well. I really enjoy cooking with them. We are trying really hard to stay on top of the weeds whilst they're still small this year. Weeding is a job that always gets pushed down our priority lists here, as we juggle managing the 3 acres and various other bigger projects between the 2 of us. However, we realised that this only makes a bigger, more overwhelming task later. So staying on top of each area is something that we are consciously trying to give more time to this season. We've been pruning some of our stone fruit trees this month. Our cherry plum trees had gotten pretty wild as they grow fast, and we've missed the pruning window for the last 2 years at least. The cherry plums only had a few fruits on them this year, so we just got it done whilst the timing was right. And we're pruning just a few low branches off the other stone fruit trees to keep the pathways open. June marks the end of the hungry gap, and by mid-month harvests get a lot more exciting. So I thought it would be nice to bring you along for a dinner time harvest. It's the summer solstice today, the 20th of June, and the sun will be in its highest point in the northern hemisphere at 9:50 this evening, I believe. And summer solstice is a great time to harvest garlic, and that is what I'm going to be doing today. This is our French garlic. It's a hardneck variety. It's got quite a lot of rust on it now. There's a little bit of green further down the leaves, but it won't be doing too much growing. We're having a nice dry spell at the moment, so it is the perfect time to get this out of the ground and see what our crop is like for this year. So I've got a few elephant garlics at the beginning of the row here, and it's really interesting because something I've noticed with the elephant garlic is they don't succumb to rust as early as the French garlic does. You can see there's a bit of yellowing on the leaves, but there's actually, I don't think there's any rust at all on these plants yet. Elephant garlic does like a really long growing season, so I'll probably take our main bed out still this week, but certainly the French garlic is what needs to come out first. But we'll take these out to get them out of the way and see how the crop is looking. And I discovered last year that this is my new favourite garlic harvesting tool, where it's got a serrated blade on one side. You can just saw through the roots really nicely, and if you need it, you can use the flat surface to help kind of lift the garlic out of the ground. Yeah, amazing tool. I think it's called a hori knife. Okay, so that is 8 massive bulbs of elephant garlic that I've just pulled up. And one unfortunate thing that I am noticing each year more and more with the elephant garlic now is this splitting. And it first started happening about 3 years ago, and I wasn't sure if it was just happening due to the sheer size of the bulbs, But as I'm watching it now and as I'm seeing what's happening with other of our allium crops on the land, I am beginning to think more and more that it is caused by damage from the allium leaf miner, particularly because I'm seeing this kind of brown damage, this brown colour around the damaged area, which is exactly what I see on the leeks. It goes that sort of colour. Interestingly though, this one smallest bulb here only had one tiny little mark of damage on here. Yeah, so that's really interesting that it is still a smaller bulb, doesn't seem to be as affected. So if anybody has any more info or knowledge on that, I would absolutely love to know. So please do let me know in the comments down below. That would be massively appreciated. I'm going to move on and get all the French garlic out of the ground now. And so what I'm actually doing here is just stripping off the first couple of layers from the garlic and also trimming down the roots as I'm harvesting to make sure that I don't forget. And what this would do is actually help the garlic to dry a lot quicker, and as you can see, it gives you a really nice clean bulb straight away. I need to go and get myself a better pair of scissors. I could be chewing through the roots of this garlic quicker with my teeth than I can with these scissors. So more of the day has passed than this video will probably make you feel, but that is all of our French garlic harvested. And I would say it's an average to small sized crop this year in terms of the bulb size. But then the French garlic does always look small to me compared to the elephant garlic. There has been some damage from the allium leaf miners, I would say, on nearly all of the crop. But much like with leeks, the French garlic hasn't been affected as deeply as the elephant garlic perhaps is. And so by peeling back the outside layers, it's actually removing most of the damage. So it ends up looking like a really clean, nice crop. So that's a good thing. The other good thing about this harvest is that other than time, it hasn't cost me a penny. For at least 3 or 4 years now, I have been saving all of my own seed garlic, and I haven't bought any garlic for probably 3, 4, 5 years at least. If you have been watching our channel for a while, you may know that for the last couple of years we've been hoping to grow enough garlic to sell some. So the question is this year, will we have enough good quality garlic to have some left over for sale? And that is after we've taken the best of the crop for next year's seed and also taken out what we need for a whole year first. I think in terms of quality, the French garlic certainly will be good enough to sell. So once we've had a sort through, we will see what is left and make a decision. Yet to harvest the main crop of elephant garlic, which would be a really valuable crop to sell if we can get it to good enough quality. We will see when that one comes out of the ground in the next few days. In essence though, that is probably one of the main reasons we didn't go down the market garden route with our land. And that is because when you're growing crops, there are so many variables that you're up against in terms of whether your crop will come through and be of good enough quality to sell. Now, anybody who grows their own food will know that the taste of freshly harvested crops that have come straight out of the ground is always superior than anything you can buy, and probably nutritionally a lot higher value for you as well. However, in the market, the sales market that we are in this current climate, this current world, things are expected to look a certain way. And that is often what can be difficult to achieve when growing food for yourself and also growing organically. We will keep you up to date though on how our garlic dries and how the overall crop turns out, and let you know if we do get to sell any this year. And if you would like to hear more about why I prefer to grow hardneck garlic, then check out this video here. The next job for this now, I'm going to bundle it up into small bunches, tie it up, and it will be hung up to dry. And Dan has made us all of these super cool hooks this year, so we have got plenty of drying space under the protection of the front of our shed. We hope you've enjoyed seeing how June looks for us here at Freedom Forest, and we'll give you an update on the elephant garlic harvest in another video soon. We'd also love to hear what's been keeping you guys busy in your gardens and growing spaces, so make sure you let us know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching and being here with us, and we hope to see you again really soon. Peace and plants!